Hello, welcome everyone. It is week 3 of 12 of marathon training and I'm about to go out and do my second run of the week, going out to do some intervals today. I thought I would take you to my point of interest at the start of my run today. So if you tuned in for previous weeks, you'll know that I'm bringing you a point of interest each week, something that's just interesting on my run, well, either at the start or during my run or at the end of the run. Just kind of keep the interest there to bring you not just running but also something that is interesting in my general local area. So today we're going to be, as you could probably guess from the thumbnail of this video, going to look at a phone box that isn't just a phone box. Let's go have a look and let's see what it is. So this week's point of interest is in Powys Square in Brighton. It's a quiet little square. You've got the Victorian houses that surround this green in the middle. And recently there was some filming going on here of a new series, My Policeman, featuring Harry Styles. He had quite a lot of people coming down to try and get a glimpse of him doing his filming. And these are the phone boxes that I wanted to show you. So from afar, these don't look too peculiar or odd as phone boxes. But as you get nearer, you'll notice that what it says on them is Dog and Bone Gallery. So these aren't just phone boxes, these are actually a miniature art gallery. And each month, the Dog and Bone Gallery will exhibit the work of a different artist. So for this month, that artist is Louise Lockhart, and her piece is called Crumb of Comfort. And the story goes that she saw this message, everything is going to be okay, on the roundabout in her hometown in Yorkshire. Someone just put up a makeshift sign. So she thought she'd base an art piece on that, this idea of kind of giving a message of hope in a time of difficulty. And she created these prints and then sold them to raise money for Refuge, the domestic violence charity. So it's a really nice piece for this month. I really like this one. And you'll notice the little tea sets as well. I can imagine like local cats and squirrels breaking in late at night and having a tea party in there. So really nice little piece and a good message of positivity on it as well. So that was the point of interest for this week. Really cool little spot. I'll post the link to the Dog and Bone Gallery in the description below. I love what they do, so go check them out. And to Louise as well. Really nice artwork, so I'll put that in the description too. So I'm going to head off and do my intervals now. So interval session, I'm doing 6 miles in total today, a mile warm up, a mile warm down. And then I'll also be doing slightly faster than last week, just to try and reintroduce the speed a little bit more. So I'll be doing 7:15 intervals for 2 minutes with a couple of minutes break in between this time. So I'll check in with you after and let you know how it's all gone. So that's the interval session done for the week. Pretty tough in that heat overall, so 19 degrees, just feeling the sun a bit. I think the chewing gum helped get me motivated to kind of grind down into those final few intervals. So yeah, I did 6 intervals there, 7:15 per interval, each of 2 minutes, and yeah, it seemed to be alright, so not too bad. But getting through it. So yeah, the next session I'm going to do is an easy run, so that'll be my next run of the week, and then my 4th run of the week is going to be 10 miles at race pace, so that'll be the first kind of longer run that I'm doing at race pace. So I'll see you next time for my easy run. Actually, I lied. There is one thing I couldn't resist doing on a day like this. Ah, that is good. Not a bad day for a run in the end at all. It was hot, it was hard, but this makes it worth it. So it is Thursday and I'm about to head out for my 3rd run of the week. Today I'm just going to do a 4-mile easy run, very easy after yesterday's intervals. But I just wanted to show you something that came through the post last week, which I meant to talk about in last week's vlog but completely forgot. So I got this through the post from Nice Work Runs, who were the organisers of the virtual marathon I did back in April. The reason I did this virtual marathon, so it was my first marathon, I was going to do the Brighton Marathon, but it was postponed. So I thought I would just do this and sign up for a virtual marathon instead. So I'm really pleased with that. Feels like a big achievement. Don't ask me about how many people entered, but you know, really nice to have that as a little kind of memento of my first marathon. It is Saturday, and I'm doing my long run for the week, my last run of the week, my fourth one. Started a bit later today than I usually would, so usually I'll probably be running about 9 in the morning at the weekend, but I slept in about 10:30 today. Very unlike me. I just felt I really needed the rest. I think I kind of had a cumulative tiredness that just built up over the week. So, starting a bit later today, doing 10 miles today in total. So, going to be doing that at probably around just under 8 minutes per mile. So this is a race pace day. And it's been going alright so far. As you can see, the weather a little bit more rainy today, although it's not too heavy, the rain at the moment, just very light. But it has meant this kind of surface water. But overall I like these conditions. If I compare it to earlier in the week when I was doing my intervals and that was really hot, overall this is what I prefer. So a little bit cooler, it's probably about 16, 17 degrees in total. So I've been thinking about, this whole road running thing as I've been getting back into it more recently with the marathon coming up in September. And I can safely say that week 3 of my training, week 3 of 12, I'm actually starting to like road running a little bit more again. I say that because I think I'd really got into trail running in the lead up to my ultra marathon, which I did back in in May rather. And I just really got into the freedom of going off onto the downs, like up into the hills, the interest of seeing lots of different things. So in a way I was kind of thinking, well, I like getting back to road running as much, but it's certainly been good starting to introduce speed again, getting used to that kind of exhilaration. And I would say overall I still prefer trails, but it's not to say I can't completely abandon them in my marathon training. Although it's a road marathon, I'll be able to get some trail runs in there. Good to mix it up, to get used to the hills, build up strength of ankles with uneven surfaces, so can't completely exclude it necessarily. But let me know what your preference is. I know people sometimes prefer roads, sometimes prefer trails, so let me know below what you prefer and what's the reason for that as well. So I'm going to crack on, finish off the final 4 miles. So I've done 6 so far, and then that'll be me done for this week. So if you like the content, then do subscribe. It's free, supports the channel, and I'll bring you week 4 of marathon training next week with, again, another point of interest. So I'll think about what I might want to share with you next week. Have a good week and see you next week.